Hello, I'm Dr. Chaos. Welcome back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Last time we continued our journeying throughout France. Oh well, Francia, but it's France. Well, yes, I think technically it was once named Francia, but the name was changed to France.
I should not be seen in this area.
Like, on one hand, yes, burning someone alive is a very, being burnt alive is I've heard that being burnt alive is a very, horrible way to go. But on the other, you really weren't, you are wearing a giant explosive barrel on your back. What did you expect was gonna happen? But yeah, I think this hidden blade lock thing is really cool. The one issue I really have with it though, is when it comes down to really any bladed weapon would work. Because the mere implication of it is that, you know, any bladed weapon would work in regards to it. The issue with that, of course, being that, you know, all the Templars need is a small knife, and they've gotten their way into this secret location. Because I sincerely doubt that over, you know, thousands upon thousands of years, the hidden blade, the actual blade part, has not changed at all. So that would mean Huh. Interesting. So that would mean the blade would, more or less, end up being a... like, the locks would have to take really any small blade. Because when you have a look at the... and the... when you have a look at the, hidden blades, you know, just a flat blade. In fact, you could probably just use an actual sword, not even needing a small, specifically made assassin implement. Meaning that it would actually be really easy for people to get in. And then comes another issue, like, what about the brotherhoods that use a variation of the hidden blade? Like, not the base thing you normally get, but something similar or altered. Like, for example, would you remember the, like, if you can then have a look at, for example, the Constantinople Brotherhood used a variation of the hidden blade which had a hook, you know, the hook blade, which isn't going to be fitting into a small gap like that. So either the Constantinople equivalent would be like either A, Constantinople assassin just can't use those locks, B, they have a small knife that they carry around anyway to do that kind of thing, or C, the Constantinople equivalent looked vastly different to those locks. Like, I've no major, like, hey, this needs to really be done like this, in any way, shape or form. It's just a, you know, an interesting kind of thought exercise, if you will. Is it just me overthinking it? Probably, like, let's face it. Overthinking is a thing I do very well. I mean, you've seen my playthroughs of several games at this point, hopefully. In fact, even looking back at this one, I'm sure there's something that I've very clearly overthought. Yeah. I mean, that's probably an issue I have in general, like... Useless horse.
Let's go hooded here.
Like, I can, you know, think of something, then talk about a topic for like 10, 20 minutes. But then I can also just sit in silence and just play the game.
A Christian sarcophagus. Most are ancient, but this one is new.
And again, that dude just had a bunch of explosives hanging on his back.
Deliverance seems to come at a high price.
Oh, these those what are they called? The flagellants, I think they are, the ones who punch themselves. Like, the entire thing is, hey, Jesus suffered, so we need to suffer as well, type thing. So, this is going to be quest related later, I can almost guarantee it. Probably going to be a boss fight of sorts.
More will come. It will have to do for now.
I assume we're gonna go out and collect swords for, what's her face? The... Oh. You know that one... The one who has that obsession with swords.
This area is off limits.
I think by the... So I did like a bunch of the stuff that Assassin's Creed Revelations did. Like, I liked the Bureaus, which they mentioned back. I did enjoy the tower defense, which was apparently widely hated. The bombs were interesting, but they were kind of useless. Like, sure, you could have, you know, all these different bombs and make them, like, customize them, use them however you wanted to, but when it came down to it, there wasn't like, when it came down to it, I hesitate to say it was like too much Ezio, like, you know, it is, because if you combine all of Ezio's playtime, like, it doesn't match like Cassandra's or Eivor's or Bayek's, and it probably won't match Naoi's in the next one. Well, in Shadows. But I think the issue was, I feel like 2 in Brotherhood really wrapped up Ezio's story nicely, and then Revelations comes along and just like, oh yeah, we have Ezio again.
Best not to draw attention here.
Like, the thing with 2 in Brotherhood, it was very clearly a case of they wanted to do a longer game with Ezio, but my guess is, you know, based upon typical, like, game length at the time, you know, they would have felt it would have been really pushing it type of situation. But because there's a lot of like loose ends in 2 that then got tied up in Brotherhood, and honestly, Ezio's story then felt, you know, it felt done, it felt neat, it felt like there wasn't any kind of sorry, I'm going to be horrible at explaining my opinion on this. But Ezio's story felt complete at that point. Then we have him come along in Revelations and I don't know, I guess I guess I would say he kind of felt lost as a character. Like, and I'm sure, like, I'm sure it's not a common opinion. Like, I'd assume that, like, people, you know, would really have enjoyed the game.
Let's see.
Like, I will admit that now, in regards to saying that Revelations wraps up Altair's story, which is another thing I have heard said. It's been a while since we died. I mean, in regards to Altair, I guess I never really thought his story needed any more. Like, and I guess it's part of, you know, Assassin's Creed as a series. You know, you're going back in time to specifically identify a specific part of, you know, someone's memories. And then you live them out to have them go through a bunch of stuff, and then, you know, that, and then you'd move on to the next one.
Well done,
I'm surprised to see that cat still here.
It will not leave, and it takes up space. It does not help that Dero and Enna find amusement in how attached it is to me.
Your little band of rebels is growing.
Funny, but truthfully, they grow stronger. They are bolstered by our victories.
Soon this hideout will...
We will face that when the... How can I help?
What can we...
Oh. And then we have a shop called...
That's all for... So,
What have you got for me?
So it be...
I never really thought that Altair needed anymore. Like, he goes through, takes out the Templar leadership in the region, then takes out his boss, who is actually basically an unofficial member of the Templars.
Your fate!
Like, the thing with Altair is story, like, you know, major point in his life would have been taking out the entire Templar chain of command. And like taking out the Templar chain of command, and then slipping and then ascending to Grandmaster when the current Grandmaster turns out to more or less be a Templar. Let's chat to the horse person. What? Oh, that's what that was ages and ages and ages ago.
I must take my leave. So long.
Because I remember ages ago we got this and also, and recently we got the bear, and I was like, and I was honestly wondering what the hell that was about. Okay, this is kind of funny. But this just means there's... But here's the and it's a little bit harder to go... Like, I do, so what is the reasoning? Just like Assassin's Creed, I think 3 onwards, where it's like, hey, you get to use a bunch of outfits that appeared in other Assassin's Creed games and stuff.
Myself here.
Which some of them, like you can see, it's like it's done like logically they possibly would have held on to that outfit, you know. But then other times it's just like, yes, sure, they have the outfit of a Templar that, you know, ran away to, ended up running away to France and more or less disappeared off the face of the earth for them. Which, the idea, it is kind of funny to think about someone nervously going up to a tailor like, hey, I think we should make an outfit based upon that dude who slaughtered our chain of command like 50 years ago. And someone else going, ah yes, that's a great idea. But then Assassin's Creed, like 4 through, like, Syndicate, you could make the argument it's because of, like, either as a kind of, like, bonus system that their employees can work towards, slash, you know, as they rolled the Animus stuff out to the public to get the public to do the research for them, you know, have these outfits like that, like these kind of ahistorical outfits be available, you know, for the public to go, hey, like as a kind of thing to show off to the public. Like, because when you look at Edward Kenway, because, you know, in some of the Assassin's Creed games, it's like, yeah, here's the outfit for Edward Kenway. But, like, the thing is, he was never really an assassin. Like, and it's also it's also kind of funny when you go, oh, when you hear other characters, like, for example, Evie in Syndicate was like, oh yeah, this is Edward Kenway's stuff. This is his manner. He was an amazing assassin, whatever. But when you actually look at it, he really didn't do anything for the assassins. Like, he turned up, the assassins went, hey, F off, you screwed things up for us. And Edward was just like, okay, well, the Templars are kind of getting in the way of me getting riches, so I'm gonna go and kill a bunch of them. And then at the end, then when all his friends were dead, he kind of called back to the assassins and were like, hey, you cool me joining now? And the assassins were like, yeah, sure. Which then saw Edward kill, like, one dude. Like, he waited a few years, killed one dude, and then quit and went back to London. Like, as an assassin, he only really completed, like, one contract and killed one dude. And he more or less quit the assassins in order to, you know, raise his son and stuff. Only for the Templars to go, you know what, we're gonna kill this dude and raise his son as a Templar. Like, oh, this is a which in retrospect makes, you know, the fact that he gets praised as an amazing assassin by Evie and stuff even funnier, because really, as an assassin, he killed one dude. Like, that's it. He killed one dude, then quit, and which is why I find, you know, the idea of people going, oh yes, he's an amazing assassin, kind of amusing. Anyway, Thank you for watching. See you all next time. Goodbye.